Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all good. So this is the final neon video in the series, and in the last video you would have seen me use these miniature terrazzo sprinkles. I am going for the much bigger ones in this one, neon splashes, neon piped designs and epoxy resin. Let's go. So when mixing Jesmonite with epoxy resin, the Jesmonite does have to go in first, otherwise they will not stick together. So the epoxy resin is going to be like the glue that holds it all in. So the first colour up is going to be a piped design, and that is the neon yellow, one of my favourites. This whole project is giving me 1991 neon jacket vibes because honestly it brought back so many memories, and I searched Google to try and find that one jacket that stands out in my head that I had, but couldn't find it. That was pretty close though. So I am just going to be piping in some neon designs to my tray, and of course, you know, whatever you do is up to you. I'm just going with some lines, some dots, and I did like the semicircular design that came from the last project, so I went in with a few more semicircular designs. Now, I do plan on using those neon terrazzo chips in this project, so I'm making sure that I don't put too much Jesmonite piped design in first because I still want to make room for those chips later. And all you want to do is just go with the flow, no rules, absolutely no rhyme or reason as to where I'm putting the things that I'm putting. I'm just eyeballing it and seeing what makes my heart happy. Whilst I wasn't too worried about being formal and doing things super structured, I was thinking about the aftermath, the overall impact that these trays will have on demold. I already know the backing colour that I'm going to go with, so what is going to look good? Where do I want these patterns? So there is some thought put into it, of course, but you just want to, play it by eye, and whatever the end result is that you're looking for, that is where you want to put your Jesmonite patterns. The next colour up is the neon pink. Now, when it comes to the Jesmonite piped designs, I'm only putting the two colors. I'm putting in the neon yellow and the pink, and that's it, because the rest of the color is going to come when I add those terrazzo chips. Now, I still have not separated out that big bag of terrazzo chips, so there are some big massive chunky ones down to medium. So all of the little ones came out that I used in previous videos, but in this video it is going to be a mixture of the big chunky ones and the medium sized ones. So yeah, I never got around to doing that, but yeah. Anyway, so just pipe your design in as you like, and I'm taking some inspiration from the project I did before with the dots and the semicircular lines again with the pink, and I think this is pretty much enough, and this is where I leave it. Next up for me is to wait 30 minutes for that Jesmonite to dry enough to have resin added. And I'm using Vista Turbo in this project again because it is the fast cure. So I know that once I lay these chips down, I'm going to be able to lay the backing coat about an hour later. So this whole entire project can be done in a day. That's why I love Vista Turbo. So I've poured in some terrazzo chips. Again, I'm not filtering them out in any way. I'm not only putting in big and small. And this was time consuming. This is the most time I have spent on placement in a very long time. For me, the placement of these chips was key. I wasn't worried about the colors. I just wanted them completely and utterly separated. So I have sped this bit up, and I'm going to put a tune on because...
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Everyone always keep falling in love again. What's wrong with them? I don't understand. Maybe it will pass by, someone save me. Before I pass out, I'm too lonely to be done. I'ma drink at this page. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting wishing to be someone else, I would, and let go of you. I know that I'm obvious, that I'm made this way, but why didn't I stay when I had the chance? Maybe it will pass by, someone save me for a pass out. I'm too lonely to be done in my drink at this pace. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? The only one that's left in the rain. The only one that's left in the rain. Am I the only one? 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 Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain?
So that music was Loving Caliber. They are my favourite group over on Epidemic Sounds, which is the subscription service I pay monthly for to get my music. Anyway, moving on to the backing colour, I decided that black is the only colour that would make these pop the way I want them to. So I am using the Vista liquid pigment. Now, this pigment is incredible. I think it's probably the best black and the best white pigment that I've used, and all of the details for Vista will be in the description box below. Because they are a liquid, they mix into the resin so incredibly easily, and yeah, I absolutely love it. But black had to be the choice. I was looking through all of my pigment colours and nothing was gonna do it for me. It had to be black. So I just mixed up my resin into the cup and I poured slowly because, again, wasn't sure how much resin I would need. As it turned out, I mixed the exact amount. Could have got away with maybe 2 more grams in the tray, but it's okay. I won't cry about it. Okay, this is a 5-hour later demold, and stop it. Oh my gosh, I love it, guys. It brought back so many memories of the late 80s and the early 90s for me in my childhood when I was leaving school, and all of the neon colours that were around at the time. It really, really did. I absolutely love the placement. I have got 2 chips there. You can see the green and the yellow that I didn't quite separate out, and I'm not angry about it. It's okay. I'm loving the contrast between the matte Jesmonite and the glossy epoxy resin, and those patterns down the edges. It's so important to think about your edges as well. If you're doing things like this, what do you want your edges to be? But the most fun part for me on some of these were seeing how those chips ended up down the sides, where I placed them down the sides, and the look they gave. I really, really love it. They literally look like they're floating. This is the square coaster mold. Same thing again. I am obsessed. Obsessed. I don't know why this is the last video in the neon series, but it has to be for now. I might revisit, but you can take away so much from this. Again, I got a couple of chips that I didn't see. I didn't see that little yellow hiding under the coral, but it's okay. It's okay. I did want separation as much as possible. I'm loving the dots. I'm loving the Jesmonite dots and the Jesmonite stripes, and the fact that, of course, that Jesmonite is matte. It doesn't matter if you've got a shiny mold with Jesmonite. It will always be matte. So here you see the contrast between the shiny and the matte. And guys, no air bubbles. This is the biggest thing. No air bubbles. Are you ready for the tray. The tray, it's my favourite. It's my absolute favourite. I'm loving the Jesmonite swirls. I should have done more swirls. But you know, hindsight is a wonderful thing. And if I was to do this again, I would definitely explore more of the swirly patterns. And I've just got, I've got no air bubbles in this. However, I've got a couple of holes in the surface. So whilst there's no visible, like, huge air bubbles trapped in the Jesmonite, I do have some surface holes. So am I going to lose sleep over it? No, because I love this so much. I love this so, so much. And I think the funniest thing with this tray is the edge. The edge of this tray is the coolest, funkiest result. And I think if I was to do this again, I don't know. I feel like I need to work with Jesmonite chips in a floating scenario with a black background. I don't know if I'm making sense, but this edge here, love it. Absolutely love it. All of these chips, they look like they're floating, and I absolutely adore that effect. But here is a close-up. You can see a couple of teeny tiny pinhole surface bubbles there. Look at that edge. Look at this edge. I can't. I really can't. How can I transfer that edge into a project? Would it be a sphere? Do you think a sphere would work? Because I'm seeing sphere. I don't know. I just love it all. I really, really love it all. This is another reason why I desperately, desperately want a pressure pot. Because imagine a terrazzo chip bowl. A terrazzo chip epoxy resin bowl that I could carve on the lathe, but I would need a pressure pot for that. So it's on my to-do list. Here we are again, really giving me neon jacket vibes from the late 80s and 90s, or even the shell suits. Like, whilst it's not very shell suity, does anyone remember the shell suits? Guys, the electrocutions that we used to give each other when we wore those. I adored, I think I had one shell suit when I was younger. I only remember one, and I was looking for it, but again, couldn't find it. They really are. They're throwing out those neon fashion trends for me. I love them. I absolutely love them. Now, I know they're not going to be everyone's cup of tea because they're just crazy colours, you know, they're just so vibrant. I do not think that you can look at these and not smile. That's the whole point. I do not think that anyone can look at these and a smile doesn't just sweep across your face because they're so bright and just lovely. I have loved this neon series so much. I feel like there's 1,000 more videos that could fit into the neon Jesmonite and epoxy resin series. I really did want to do another neon epoxy resin video. Might squeeze it in or I might just leave it to later in the summer, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. And yeah, the edges is where okay, I'm going to stop talking. Thank you so much if you have stayed this long. We are nearly 14 minutes in. I really appreciate you. If you love this video, if you found it really helpful or informative and you're going to go on to create something similar with your own designs, your own colors, obviously you can do neon if you want, like, I don't mind. Hashtag Claire made me do it is really working really well, and I'm loving seeing everyone's work following on from my videos. But yeah, so happy with the results. Absolutely just chuffed to bits. Thank you all so much. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video. Have an amazing weekend. Bye.